Recently, several events involving the LGBTQ community have occurred in K-pop. As it is still taboo, it generated a lot of buzz and controversy, and that's what we're going to discuss today, the LGBTQ community in K-pop. Let's address the events. Katseye Lara came out as queer. Just B-Bane came out as gay to fans during a concert. X-Love, a group that debuted with a genderless and queer concept, gained attention. Katseye Megan came out as bisexual. Chae Ryu-jin, a former member of the group J. Wyver, came out as a transgender woman. nmixx collaborated with Pablo Vittar, Brazil's most famous drag queen. Though these may seem like small occurrences, especially considering that most of the groups mentioned are relatively small. The impact this had on K-pop was immense. Fans claimed that discussions about gender and sexuality should be normalized, as they can help with understanding, stigma, and representation. On the other hand, a few argued that someone's sexuality is a personal matter that should not be speculated on or openly discussed. While someone's sexuality concerns no one but themselves, why does the industry and those within it react with repulsion, especially considering that K-pop is often seen as an uninhibited industry, as it shows a lot of things considered gay in the West, such as men wearing makeup, skinship, and much more. Is it just homophobia? Let's take a quick dive. The first point we have to address is the internalized homophobia. This happens when a person feels shame, discomfort, or negativity toward their own or others' sexual orientations as if they had normalized prejudice. This can stem from a multitude of reasons: toxic masculinity, rigid gender roles, or the fear of being judged. These people can carry internal conflicts about queerness, especially if they were raised in a culture that taught them it's wrong or undesirable. Over time, even if a person becomes more accepting, those feelings can stick around. Many people claim to be supportive of the queer community in theory, but still hold unconscious biases against actual queer idols. Take Lara's case, for instance. When she came out, she received general hate, but particularly from the Korean and Indian audiences, two countries with a major conservative culture. Some claimed that it was disrespectful to her own culture, while others argued that she should leave the group because being queer in a group full of women would lead to its downfall. This is precisely the kind of inwardly societal bias that leads fans to enjoy queer-coded content but reject real queerness. If you check these people's profiles, you'll often find them shipping members from the same groups, reading or writing fanfics, fantasizing about, and loving fan service. They like it when idols pretend to be gay, but if they are really queer, a line is drawn. Internalized homophobia isn't limited to fans. Many celebrities make mistakes when discussing social issues because they haven't fully processed their own internalized prejudices and share them as if their thought was a fact. So yeah, as obvious as this is, I will say it, idols may hold prejudices towards others in the same way the audience does. Of course, this is rooted in diverse reasons, which leads us to the next point. The conservative culture, South Korea, where K-pop is focused and born, is still conservative regarding queer rights. Some fans, especially those from traditional backgrounds, mirror these societal attitudes towards others, especially because the industry leads fans to believe they have any kind of control over idols. So these weird actions and thoughts are passed by as if they were completely normal. Idols usually won't address or set boundaries with their fans as they don't want to lose their job. Companies don't care at all. They want money. This is not limited to prejudices or social issues only, but it's where it often anchors. The industry captivates the audience with a polished look, as if it were a progressive, perfect system, but it operates within a conservative, rigid, and harsh cultural landscape. Traditional values still dominate public opinion. Discussions surrounding queer people remain complex to none, which reinforce the beliefs of those fans who come from the same mindset, resulting in widespread discrimination.
그렇다면 현재 이제 성소수자들에 대한 편견이나 선입견이 있다면 어떤 게 있을까요?
뭐 아무래도 제일 대표적으로 생각나는 게 일단 그런 관계를 할 때 나오는 성병이라든지
그냥 약간 좀 어떤 다른 사람들은 뭐 조금 더럽다.
What is your experience as LGBTQ+ in Korea?
있는데 남고에 이쪽 애들이 있어요. 이제 그런 거 애들이 그 대충 얘기하는 거 들어보면은 손절마렵고 왕따시키고 싶다 이런 정도로 얘기를 하는 것 같아요.
Additionally, idols are expected to maintain a specific image, with companies discouraging them from discussing their personal lives to preserve their marketability. K-pop thrives on parasocial relationships, where fans emotionally and financially invest in idols. Not revealing or talking about their love life leads to vagueness, so it leaves up to the audience's imagination. Coming out as queer will lead to a decline in popularity and commercial opportunities because of the stigma it holds. Coming out as straight, if that's even a thing, will affect the relationship with fans who think they have control over the idol. Just take a look at Katseye's Daniela. She's not even technically in a K-pop group, and people still came down hard on her when she stated she's straight, creating a whole narrative over a simple thing: her sexuality. It is statistically impossible for all idols who are currently in the industry to be straight in the same way that all can't be queer. Idols don't come out because of the risks involved in doing so. It's risking your dreams for being yourself, and considering how hard it is to succeed in the industry, who would want that? Holland, the first openly gay K-pop idol. He's gotten beaten, hated, and more just for being who he is. He barely has appearances in the industry, but he's still constantly hated. Even BB, who never explicitly came out but has shown and hinted at her sexual fluidity multiple times is hated because of it. In her case, the hate is enriched since she is a woman. Every single time an idol shows support to the community, it backfires on them as well. So it's not surprising that people are afraid of showing support. Many fans fantasize about dating idols, so they may feel endangered when an idol comes out as queer, because it kills the fantasy. I know, insane. By shipping idols with people of the same group or same gender, the chances of that actually being confirmed are minimal, so it feeds the fantasy. It is also a way for these people to experience a simulated real situation through the ones they admire the most. Kind of like The Sims, but in real life. As it's not confirmed, it's not true, so it doesn't go against their culture, religion, and beliefs. So they feed off of it in an almost fetishist way. This is often seen in boy groups. On the other hand, fans who fantasize about idols being queer seek validation and comfort from it. The industry thrives on these parasocial relations, queer or not, so it'll be forced onto idols. This is often seen in girl groups. Please do not get me wrong. If you seek comfort in idols, that's alright, and I hope they can do that for you. I am specifically talking about excessively delusional people who seek any form of validation or connection to idols. Fear and misogyny. Some fans worry that coming out will negatively affect an idol's career. I mean, can we blame them? While queer themes occasionally appear in music videos or performances, they are often presented in a way that is ambiguous or vague. Many idols engage in fan service, same-gender interactions that appear romantic, yet these moments are rarely acknowledged as genuine expressions of queerness. This ambiguity allows agencies to profit from queer-coded content while avoiding direct advocacy for queer rights. Where does misogyny apply here, though? Well, women are not allowed to do any of these things, no matter how vague they may be, and if they do, they are scrutinized. When Idol released the song Oh My God, they were heavily criticized for it, and I mean heavily. The only reason it didn't annihilate their career was that the song was ambiguous enough to pass through. A simpler example is that you'll rarely see women engaging in fan service with another member. Even fans with actual good intentions may fall into this mindset because they want to protect their idols. It takes a toll on your career to be yourself. So fans fear the criticism and discourage idols from speaking up even though they want to. Hate projection. This always comes in handy for literally anything. Projection refers to a defense mechanism where people unconsciously attribute their traits to others. It could be their own disliked traits or just pieces of themselves. That's one of the reasons why there are people who use their religion, culture, and beliefs as an excuse to claim that being queer is wrong. This is exactly what happened to Lara when she came out. It's also one of the reasons why even queer people hate on other queer people, since they don't accept their sexuality and end up taking it out on others. This is what's currently happening to the group Exilov. As they debuted with a genderless concept, it is implied that anything under their umbrella is going to be queer-related, even if not directly. But people don't want that. They want the breach that exists in the ambiguity, because it means they'll have something to fantasize and talk about. One of the group members even addressed this point when questioned about why they don't do dance challenges with other groups. He stated that it was due to concerns about their colleagues' image. It can also be pure hate. Yeah, some people are just awful. It is easier to be part of a group that hates others than to understand those who are hated. Well, if you are not part of them. The hatred is cultural and historical, and it doesn't originate solely from homophobia or prejudice, as you could see, but rather, from a financial standpoint, considering that we are talking about one of the most lucrative industries in South Korea, it is clear that the intention is to make the money flow, regardless of whether something is morally wrong or not. They abuse of social, cultural, and moral circumstances surrounding topics that are considered taboo. The lack of voice surrounding these topics are intentional. The future of queer idols and discussions in K-pop relies on industry and societal changes. Artists like the ones mentioned in this video, and a few more who voice support and representation make huge changes in this super rigid industry. Holland expressed his opinion on this topic after these events, stating, "Recently, 2 idols came out to the public. Before, it was unthinkable to show a queer identity on stage. This change needs to be recorded and recognized as something greater than just a controversy. Now is the time for Korean audiences to allow more stories to meet the world. It's impossible to know if all these occurrences were going to happen anyway, but a few people discussed that Lara influenced them to do so. Assuming this is true, just one person was enough to make them feel safe to come out. Just imagine what more people can do." Lara even received the Blooming Impact Award, an award that recognizes individuals who make a significant impact within the LGBTQ community. During her speech, she reinforced the importance of speaking for queer rights, especially for racialized women like herself. This would not have happened if she had backed down in fear. That's the only way for topics that are considered taboo in the industry to progress. By speaking up, being brave, even if it's hard. No one should be forced to come out or state their sexuality, but no one should be forced to hide it either. Although much of what I addressed in this video is rather obvious, I hope you could understand more of what goes on behind the scenes. It's not just hate, it's not just prejudice. There are logistics behind it. It's strategized. It's one of the reasons why this industry is as big as it is. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.